Welcome to another episode of Mojave River Valley News. I'm your host, Eric Swanson, and what we're doing today, we're doing campaign interviews. These are folks in the Mojave River Valley that are running for office here. We got some great ones that are coming up here. Stay with us, we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Hey, in a moment, we're going to be sitting down with Gary Arce. Now, Gary is running for the Apple Valley Unified School District Board. He's running against Chris Nunez, and it'll be interesting to see, all right, Gary, what do you think? The school district's going the right direction, the wrong direction, or what kind of things can you add to the plate and say, all right, what can we make changes in education here today? Hey, give us just a few moments and we'll be sitting down and having a great little conversation with Gary Arce. We'll be right back with you. I am here with Gary Arce. Did I pronounce that correct?
Arce.
Arce, okay, thank you very much. And Gary, you're running for the Apple Valley School Board in Area 1. So just tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been a classroom teacher for 35 years, 31 of those years right here in the Apple Valley District. And I'm eager to use that real world classroom experience to help the students of our district move forward into a bright future. I've had the privilege of working with students and teachers and parents here in Apple Valley for over 3 decades, and I'm just eager to use that experience to help our students excel.
So you're walking into a multi-million-dollar organization. You think about this, and it's like all of a sudden you're just diving in right in the deep end. What experience do you bring forward just to say, besides maybe in education, to say, all right, where do I fit with this? Because many times I think what a lot of people find, you get in there and it's like drinking from the fire hose, right? With the information. Where do you feel you fit with that, with other experiences besides being a teacher?
Well, I've, like I say, worked with students for decades, and I have a proven track record of not only working with students, but parents, faculty, community members. So, and I was trained as a scientist, so I have my master's degree in science, so I'm used to working with numbers and data and not being overwhelmed with that type of information. So I feel confident that I can fulfill the responsibilities.
Let's talk about what happened over the last 2 years, because I mean, it's kind of unusual. To me, it's almost like, it's like, it's done, let's move on with this. Where do you feel the pandemic is, because you've had a bit of experience as a teacher, but as a board member, to make sure that everything's moving forward out of this craziness that we just went through? Study
after study has shown recently that our students have experienced significant educational decline, that there's been significant learning loss. And so one of the things that I think our district, as probably most districts need to address that learning loss, which means remedial exercises, which means after-school support, extra support and resources during the school year. But I feel that not only the lack of academic excellence, but also the rigor and the discipline. I mean, my final year of teaching was when we came out of pandemic. Mm-hmm. And so I saw the students emerge out of that 18 months of not being in class. And there was a significant loss of study skills, mm-hmm. and discipline and people skills. And I think all of that needs to be addressed as we go forward. It can't be swept under the rug. It needs to be addressed. So let's talk about you as a board member, because one of the things you have to do as a board member, I deal with this, I'll be on the Disparity School Board. It's like, you've got to make sure that you can work together, mm-hmm. be able to agree to disagree. But you also have things in your mind that you're saying, well, you want to see this move forward. How do you feel you'll be able to work with the board and also along with the superintendent? I feel very confident because for example, the superintendent members, the superintendent and the assistant superintendent I've already worked with for years. Mm-hmm. I've worked with them on school sites on a very personal level.
You teach in Apple Valley?
Yes.
I see. You retired from Apple Valley.
That's right.
Okay, I'm
right.
with you.
So the superintendent, all the assistant superintendents I've worked with for years, principals I've worked with for years. I've already been fortunate enough to build those relationships already. I already have worked with teachers and principals on other school sites throughout the district. So I feel very confident that those the interpersonal relationships that have already been established over years can really assist me in this position.
What do you feel the future is for Apple Valley Unified School District? Where do you think the district needs to be starting to look at next?
One of the things, I have always been, as being over 3 decades in the district, I've always been impressed with the achievement of our students and with the quality of the teaching staff and the administrative staff. I think we have just an outstanding school district. And one thing when I first started here, way back when, was a very strong sense of community. Very strong sense of family. Right. Kind of a small. I mean, we still called ourselves a town, and there was very much of that small town family type of relationship. And so, as we move forward and train our students to be productive and valuable members in the 21st century in our community, I don't want to lose that sense of family and community.
And it's we look at everything as family. You know, trying to get the parents involved and listening to the parents all the time, and sometimes it's a challenge, just because of the locality we're in. That's why we just have a little bit more time here, because one of the things we get a lot of folks, at least in this area, and I'm sure you guys would be too, is the CTE programs, career tech ed type programs. Where do you feel that, because some of that stuff kind of like, it didn't stop, but it's, getting it restarting is the biggest challenge. Where do you see CTE?
I see it moving forward with leaps and bounds. And again, that's one of the areas where I have really been impressed as a teacher working on the inside. I've always been impressed and been proud to be a part of a district that invests so heavily in CTE. I mean, we have programs, especially in our high schools, that I see in very few other districts around the state. So I think the Apple Valley District is really at the cutting edge of that CTE program, and I want to do everything I can to keep that moving forward.
Just a few more seconds here. And I want to talk about, because really what you have CTE, so you can go ahead and train everybody. What do you see that maybe Apple Valley needs to look at, or maybe they're doing well with, or do you see the future as of making those students so that they are employable in the future? Because, like communication skills and all these kind of things. But sometimes through the pandemic, we've lost a lot of that. Where do you see that needs to be the Kickstarter of that in Apple Valley?
Well, there's a lot of different areas. I think a lot of it begins in the individual classroom, as students get the opportunity to write, to express themselves verbally, to be able to make those connections and develop those public speaking skills, critical thinking skills, I think are extremely important. We want to teach our students how to think and not what to think. And so those analytical thinking skills, problem solving, and then being able to express themselves, being able to express conclusions based on data, I think is very, very crucial. And I see teachers giving them the opportunity.
Take the last 10 seconds and just share with the folks, why should they vote for you?
Hi, I'm Gary Arce. I'm running for Apple Valley School Board in Area 1. And like I say, my 30 plus years of experience in this district, working with students every single day, I know exactly what works in the classroom. I know what works with administrators and so on. And I'm eager to use that real world classroom experience to help our students move forward.
Very good. Thank you very much for sharing with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hey, we're back in the studio. We just got a chance to interview Gary Arce. Gary is running for the Apple Valley Unified School District Board. Also, without the partnership of the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce, along with Mark Craffield, and partnering along with Mojave River Valley News, these candidates will be very tough to bring to you. So, if you have not had a chance to ring the bell and also subscribe, please do that. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and Mojave River Valley News, we'll see you next time.
That not only the lack of academic